I'm interviewing Dr. Peter Raven, the chairman of the National Geographic Committee for Research and Exploration. Dr. Raven, the CRE, as we call it, is the oldest grant-giving body of the National Geographic Society. Can you tell us a little bit about its work and the importance of the grants?
Well, the committee functions to make grants to a varied range of scientists all across the spectrum. Historically, it's made very telling grants to people like Jane Goodall and Hiram Bingham and so forth through its more than 1 century of history. Now that we're on the verge of, or have just made our 10,000th grant, it's very interesting to focus back on this activity. The grants are unique in that they're submitted from throughout the world, and country of citizenship or place of activity is immaterial. But if somebody's working in a foreign country, a place where they don't live, we always insist on collaboration with the local scientists or local explorers so that the grant will both discover and contribute new knowledge and also enrich the effort in that particular country for discovering and doing more.
Now, some people would say that the CRE is at the heart of National Geographic's mission, and the mission has never been more important, others would say. Could you talk a little bit about that in this time of changing population and climate?
Well, the National Geographic has 2 parts. One part is the commercial part, the media-oriented part, and the other part is the scientific part, the discovery part. We discover knowledge, mostly by encouraging other people. We package it in different ways so that it will be attractive, interesting, and understandable. And then we promote it through the magazine, through our television programs, on the web, on blogs, and any way we can think of. Basically, in the material, in the activities where we encourage younger people early in their career especially, or in fields where we give many grants for people at different stages of their career, as for example Latin American archaeology, we form contacts throughout those fields, then can promote those fields and promote the work of the individual people in ways that are effective and important for them and important for building people's understanding of the world in which we live.
Your life's work is focused on plants, botany, and that is a subject that I imagine has never been more important at a time of 7 billion people trying to feed themselves and biodiversity invasion. Can you talk about the importance of research into plants?
Well, as the global population zooms past 7 billion, and looking back on it myself, I can say there are 3 people in the world now for every person who was here when I was born in the mid-1930s. Our dependency on plants is more important than it's ever been. In order to adjust to habitat destruction, to save peoples for extinction, in order to adjust to global climate change, to save species that can be grown together in communities where they can nurture us, preserve topsoil, regulate water flow and the rest. In order to do all those things, we've got to pay a lot of attention to plants. There are about, I would estimate, 450,000 kinds of land plants, but we know a good deal about only perhaps 25 to 50,000 of them. We, however, get all of our food from plants, directly or indirectly. We get 60% of our food from just 3 kinds of plants, corn, rice, and wheat. For 2/3 of the people in the world, plants are their primary source of medicine. And even for those of us who go to the drugstore for our medicines, about 1/4 of the medicines there were discovered in plants and sometimes now manufactured, or are still manufactured by cultivated plants and then packaged for use. In this age of molecular biology, in this age of global climate change, in this age of threats by emerging and transferring invasive plants and animals, diseases and pests, we need to know, understand, and use plants to support us as we seek to build a sustainable world. The Society has been very strong in promoting the various facets of sustainability in recent years and has paid a lot of attention to population, to water, to topsoil, to agriculture, to all the many components that we need to know and understand to make up a sustainable world. And that is clearly geography in the broadest sense.
What would you say to young scientists who are applying for a grant from the CRE? What would your best advice be? What are you looking for?
In grants for the CRE, we're looking for scientific validity for finding real answers to scientifically important questions. And our science spans the whole range of things, from geography on the one hand, through biology, through zoology, botany, ecology, anthropology, archaeology, the study of human beings through time, to astronomy, and many other fields. Any field of scientific endeavor where the work is based largely in the field, that is, by working out of doors. Those are the kinds of sciences that we look for. We fund people looking at the great animal migrations in Africa, or at the monarch butterfly migrations in the New World, at pollination relationships in crops and wild plants, in feeding relationships of wild birds, in competition, in every branch of science. But we base our grants on work done in the field. We especially like to make grants when they come relatively early in a scientist's career, because then we feel they can build on those grants to apply for others and to build a whole body of work that can be important for us all, for them in pursuing their career, and for us all to understand and benefit from.